Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today we had the official release of the Season of Opulence, and along with it we got a brand new raid, the Crown of Sorrow, as well as a brand new match-made 6-player activity titled the Menagerie. I've had a bunch of time in the Menagerie. I've been able to go through it several times, had a lot of fun, got a lot of different weapons, and even a little bit of armor from it. It's definitely a challenging activity that is really unique within the Destiny 2 world. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make that challenge at least a little bit easier. And we're also going to be showing you how you can get, well, a few more rewards from the Menagerie than may have been originally intended. Let's go ahead and dive on into this. Now, the first part of this video actually was born of a hunch. I had a bit of a feeling about the way this would work, decided to try it out with one piece of armor, and wound up being pleasantly surprised. If you're having a little bit of trouble within the Menagerie, of course, a lot of the enemies that you're going to fight in there are 7, 10, and beyond, especially when you start getting into some of the deeper rounds and completing some of the challenges that Callus is going to be throwing at you. One way you can make this a little bit easier is via the use of Leviathan mods. That's right, the mods we got on the raid gear from way back in Destiny 2 Year 1 for running the Leviathan raid, Eater of Worlds, and Spire of Stars. Turns out the abilities from those mods are active in the Menagerie. Although I suppose that makes sense. I kind of had a little bit of a feeling about this when we were running around the Menagerie on stream, decided to grab some old raid gear from Year 1 that I had stored up in my vault and run in there to see if those abilities would activate. First, of course, I had to infuse that stuff up to 700, and to my surprise, they actually did. Stuff like the Heavy Hitter mod, which dropped on the chest piece, where while you're on the Leviathan defeating challenging enemies, that's any major enemy or beyond, with a power weapon, boosts power weapon damage by 15% for a short time. Stuff like Energetic, which basically did the same thing for special weapons as well. These mods were incredibly powerful in the Year 1 raids, and it's really crazy to see that they're actually working here in the Menagerie, although like I said, I guess it kind of makes sense considering this takes place on the Leviathan itself. So, if you're a Guardian who ran a bunch of raids back in Year 1, maybe you're a little bit nostalgic like TBL, and you held on to some of that fully masterworked Year 1 raid gear, it might be worth your time to bump that power up to 700, infuse some of that old gear, and take it with you in the Menagerie. The bonuses that you get from this are pretty darn good. Now, of course, you are going to have to give up some of the benefits of Year 2 armor, like the scavenger perks and the reserve perks and whatnot. When you get benefits like these from the raid mods, where getting melee kills can drop you heavy, that comes in absolutely clutch in quite a few of the challenges in the Menagerie itself. So there you go, Guardians. If you've got some old Year 1 raid gear, whip that stuff out, throw it on, and enjoy the benefits of those mods in the Menagerie. Only if you can get it to 700 light and beyond. I wouldn't pull that stuff out and get your light underneath 700. You're going to be losing more than you gain. But anyways, hopefully that tip helps you Guardians out in the Menagerie by giving you a bit more of an edge. Additionally, since this does work in the Menagerie, this might actually be a good way to get a little bit of extra power within the raid as well, since that's also taking place in the same world space. If you happen to get some 700 plus drops, it might be worthwhile to infuse into the old raid gear to get at least a little bit of an edge. But on that regard, I wish you luck, Guardians. Now, let's move on to a little bit of cheese here. Once you've filled up your bar by completing challenges for Callus, of course, you will face the final boss. This week's final boss from normal mode is a giant minotaur named Hasapiko, beloved by Callus. Anyways, once you've taken this boss down, of course, the chest is going to spawn, and then whatever reward you rolled for with your chalice is going to be available to you. But did you know that you can actually get more than one reward from this chest? Well, Guardians, after you've picked up your first reward, if you bring your chalice back up, apply another rune, and then zone out and then back into this main sanctum area, you can actually reopen the chest, since the chest itself resets whenever you leave this loaded zone. This basically means you can open the chest, reapply another rune to your chalice, run out to the main Menagerie zone. As soon as you see that loading zone name load up, turn right back around, head right back in, and you can reopen the chest once again, without having to go through a whole nother 20-minute Menagerie run. This is some classic Destiny cheese right here. This is exactly what we used to do for the Ether chest back in the House of Wolves. I do not know if this was intended, it probably was not, and because of that, I do not expect this to last very long at all. So if you Guardians want to make use of a little bit of cheese to get you a few extra rewards from the Menagerie, do it while you can. It is worth noting that you only get powerful drops out of this when you have your weekly powerful drop to do. Once you've already got that one weekly powerful drop, or two if you've upgraded your chalice just a little bit. The rest of the drops in here should be around your overall level. So you can't really use it to cheese up your power level. But if you're looking to get extra rewards from the Menagerie, as well as a chance at some of those Menagerie specific rewards, like the Callus Mini Tool Submachine Gun, this should probably help you along the way. Just as a recommendation, if you're going to be doing this, I would actually probably wait until you've upgraded your chalice a bit more so that you can use more than one rune. Doing it that way will probably get you the optimal results here. But alright Guardians, there you go, a few tips and a little bit of cheese for the Menagerie. This is the Destiny I live for. If you've got any other tips from the new game mode, be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. And if you figured out any good weapon formulas for the chalice itself, be sure to let us know. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.